There was never a response by me to my soon-to-be ex-wife. Her calls and texts went unanswered, and they eventually stopped yesterday morning. The last one she sent said that she would sign the papers and grant me the divorce. Wow. Me, 33 male with my wife, 33 female of 9 years. She cheated and I'm gone. Before we get started, the original poster leaves an update to the story. So sit back, grab a cup of coffee and enjoy. It starts off, I will try and keep this brief. Thanks to all of you who have contributed to breakup threads and infidelity threads over the past few months. There have been many evenings when many hours have been spent poring over the advice that is generated from these posts. It has helped me to formulate a plan and then execute it. Here is the short version of the last 7 months. Happily married, no kids, both professionals. My job requires a good bit of travel, which is not a big deal since her job forces her to work 80+ hours a week. We are both very busy, but her much more than myself. A few things didn't add up last September, so based on the advice on Reddit, the investigation began. It took me a long time to figure out what was going on because she was excellent at covering her tracks. Around November, all of the pieces came together and outside help was brought in to help me get all my ducks in a row. An attorney was hired and so was a private eye. In January, everything was confirmed 100% by the PI, and that was all the proof that I needed. After much thought, today is the day that everything ends. I have been planning it since the visual confirmation earlier this year. She is being served at her office today at 4 p.m. based on conversations she has had with me and conversations she has been having with the other guy. There is no way she has any idea that this is coming from me. It will be a shock, but certainly not a surprise. The divorce will be very simple since we earn about the same amount of money and don't have a ton of stuff. The truck is in front of the house and it is now loaded. I am moving out of state. It doesn't matter where I live since I am in sales and my territory is half of the United States. The furniture that is going with me is the pieces that were given to me by my family when we married. She can have everything else and she is going to be keeping 3/4 of it anyway. I am driving the truck myself and can't wait to get to my new condo and start a brand new life. My last 6 months have been pure hell. Here is the question, and I think I already know the answer, but would love to hear your opinions. Her other guy is a co-worker at the law firm. He is early 50s with a wife and 3 daughters. They don't appear to work in the same department, and he is not her boss, by all appearances. He has a great family and a great life. Do I contact his wife as I am leaving town? Would you want to know? Am I just being spiteful? She cheated. I am out, trying to figure out whether to ruin lives on the way out the door. She got the papers, phone calls and texts non-stop for the last 15 or so minutes. Her sister and mother have phoned me as well. I have not responded to any of them. Also, I am moving from a large city in the Northeast to Florida, trying to get to South Carolina tonight and then to my final stop tomorrow. I am stopping for gas and coffee right now, and I really appreciate all of the kind words. I am still on the road, but getting closer to my new home. Last night was very interesting. I did not speak with her or text her. I did speak on the phone with my mother and her sister. My words were very careful and thought out to her sister, as I would expect her to hang up the phone with me and tell her everything. Talking to my mom was not easy. It is a humiliating situation to discuss with your family. My mom gave me 100% support and is coming to visit me next weekend at my new place. Moms are the best. I will get settled in and update everything in a couple of days. I have decided to not contact the boyfriend's wife. I could change my mind down the road, but for now, no contact with her is planned. Looking forward to starting new. Update. I got into my new place Friday evening and got unpacked and settled in on Saturday. It is very strange to be starting over again, but it is the right thing to do. Thank you for all of your encouragement and your questions. Here are some answers. There was never a response by me to my soon-to-be ex-wife. Her calls and texts went unanswered, and they eventually stopped yesterday morning. The last one she sent said that she would sign the papers and grant me the divorce. Wow. Thanks. There was some conversation between her sister and myself. We had a brief guarded phone call Thursday night, and then a long and very helpful follow-up on Saturday. While she wants to protect her sister, she understands exactly why I did what I did and does not blame me for it. After the call, there doesn't seem to be any hostility towards me, and I am grateful for that. Based upon many of your suggestions, the other guy's wife will have to remain in the dark from me. Leaving the situation for me means not staying involved. Now, if she called me up and wanted to know what was going on, I would tell her everything. No hesitation at all. Here is the hard part. How did I catch her? Last summer. There were some subtle changes in her behavior, and each one of these by itself is no biggie. But as a group, they bothered me. She started drinking more. It went from 1 drink of wine once a week to nearly every night. There were a couple of times when she lost her cool over little things that tend to happen in life. Blowing up at a waitress, the guy on the metro, a kid at Chipotle, etc. She was never like that before. There was a night when she yelled at her parents on the phone and hung up on them, which was way out of character for her. But here is the one that set this all in motion. At a wedding last fall, one of our college friends was there and recently divorced. The friend was lonely and feeling terrible about herself. My wife suggested that someone should sleep with her to get her confidence back and that she was all right with it if it was me. Needless to say, I was stunned and would never do anything like that. That night, while lying in bed, the only reason that I could think of to make her say that was that she was fooling around and looking for a way to ease her guilt. And I was right. It just took me a while to piece together what was going on. As stated earlier, the guy is an older man who works for the same firm as her for a while. They were meeting during the day at different hotels around town. When I was out of town, she was hosting him in our home. They used our guest bedroom, which had not occurred to me for almost 6 weeks. After establishing how they communicated, burner phone, hidden in her car, and where they were meeting, our house mostly, it was easy for me to gather all the evidence that would make it easy for me to file papers. Thank you to a lawyer and a private eye. With a PI, you can hear and see everything in graphic detail. There were a lot of tears shed by me when confronted with the blunt reality of what was happening, what we were being said about me to him, and what was happening in my own home. However, as many of you have pointed out, she is the one in the wrong, and I can hold my head up high, knowing that I did the right thing. Oh well, I hope that answers some questions. No more contact between us. Used a private eye to help me get proof. Now let's read some of the comments left on the Reddit post. Comment number 1 by Blue Ovary Soul Day says, OP, nothing meaningful to add here, but you've done such a great job holding your cards this far. Don't screw it up on the way out. This is the advice you need to follow. After the divorce is finalized is the time to play this last card. Comment number 2 by Sing Me Back Home says, thank you for updating OP. Sucks. You had to go through that, but at least you made a clean break. I don't know how you kept it together with her. As long as you did once you found out the stuff on the PI's tapes. Personally, I would go scorched earth here though. I don't think I could truly move on knowing that I didn't tell the other aggrieved party and that they might still find out. Comment number 3 by Discard User Account says, I'm so sorry for what you've had to endure. It sucks, but you can now move on with your life and find someone who will honor your loyalty and faithfulness. I hope you have some friends and family close by to help you through this. Don't feel ashamed to reach out. You need it now. Be sure to like and subscribe, as it helps the channel to grow. Comment what you think about the situation below. Thanks for watching.